I've learned many things throughout my time. I've learned how to, lay carpet, do carpentry. I learned how to, cut grass. I learned how to, get on the roof, do roofing. I've learned how to, stack boxes correctly in warehouses. I've learned so many different things. And I just put another notch under my belt. It's a trade thing, you know. So I learned the trade. I learned the trade that I'm good at, something that I'm skilled at, something that, it's not work to me. It's just another skill.
Peace, family. Welcome to the Black Businessman Podcast. My name is Clyde Morrison, and I'm here with Skrilla the Barber. Nice to have you here. Appreciate you for having us.
Anytime.
So we're here in Lithonia, ready to do the podcast. Of course, the Black Businessman Podcast, talking about black men that are building businesses, making an impact. So we're just going to go through your business and talk about it, right? Thank you for blessing for this episode.
No problem.
All right, so to start off, tell us a little about your barber. Tell us how you got to that into barber. How'd you get into that?
Well, I'm gonna say about roughly 7 years ago, it was a good friend of mine. He go by G Light. I watched that man have many hustles, many talents, do many things. And he once said something great. I don't know if he still remembers to this day or not, but he told me, go for what I know. And what I know is to do. The fact that, I've learned many things throughout my time. I've learned how to, lay carpet, do carpentry. I learned how to, cut grass. I learned how to, get on the roof, do roofing. I've learned how to, stack boxes correctly in warehouses. I've learned so many different things. He told me to line them up, but he also told me if I fuck them up, he gonna fuck me up. So, he told me to line them up, but he also told me if I fuck them up, he gonna fuck me up. So, I got to it. I turned it on. I felt the vibration in my hand. It felt different. It felt weird, but it was like a natural thing. It was nothing. I started doing the line on him. And, one thing about it is I stay in my lane. So I kept his hairline in that lane.
Let me ask you a question. Was it that you were confident that you wasn't gonna mess his hair up, or you wasn't worried about him messing you, or he wasn't worried about taking you down through there because you was gonna handle it?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want that ass kicked. We're big dude, big dude. But more seriously though, it turned into something that, after I did that one cut, somebody asked them who did that, and then they wanted it. Yeah. I tried it with the same raggedy clippers. I did it. It worked. I did it again. Before you know it, I'm cutting hair.
So what made you turn it into something that people recommended you, do referrals? What made you come and just open a shop up? When did you have the confidence to actually open a shop and say, you know what, I know I'm good enough at this. I'm gonna throw everything away. I'm gonna take that risk and open up a shop?
Well, throughout my life, I've always leveled up, but I've always was forced into leveling up. So something drastic didn't happen, something traumatic didn't happen that made me like, you know what, I have to do something different. I have to see what works for me. And throughout all of the hardship, I found something that I was good at doing, and it's either the streets or do something that you know. And that was one of my most great talents that was really like a nothing to me. And I just said, you know what? Jail, dead, work, be a survivor. I picked working and being a survivor. So it got me to where I'm at today, and that's God. And I'm gonna get the most high. Let's pray. Got me to where I'm at today, and that's God. And I'm gonna get the most high. Let's praise, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful. But barbering, that's my thing.
All right, so we can insert a picture of your barbershop in here. Like, we'll take a picture and see the setup and everything that goes on, because you got a nice layout. So I want people to be able to see the setup that you have inside your barbershop. First, where can people find you at in the barbershop?
You can find me on Main and Swift Street. Green Love Kitchen is right downstairs. You will see the love before you get up to me and get laced. Get you sharp, get you right. And I'm telling you, it's an experience.
Word. Nah. So coming through, everybody has talked a lot about you having about you.
Excuse me. Better cuts. Where it's better at.
Gotta come through. Oh, so now you have a spot up here. You got your shop. Where do you want to take the barbershop to? How do you want to expand it? What does it look like? What's the vision for it?
Well, that's a good question. What I want to do with it is I want to expand. Also, I want to give an experience to every last individual that come and sit in that chair, come step foot in that vicinity, and let them have a moment of just straight tranquility. Have a moment where they can just pretty much have the time and the space to themselves. It's a personal studio. Is where you come in there, and when you are, a client, whatever time that it is that you inquire in, that's going to be personal time for yourself. You can come in there and, how it's laid out for you, enjoy yourself.
So what's some better ways you think you can make the experience better that you're not doing now that you say, I want to incorporate this into the experience and make it better?
Well, right now the layout is male and female friendly, but if I can make it more unisex to where it's more friendly for my female clients, and when kids come in there, I would like to have a lot more things to accommodate them, and just every crowd, every individual. I want everybody to come in and leave with something more than just a haircut.
So it's difficult in business to have a space where it can be done, but to have a space where you're serving everybody, right? Where you just, there's somewhere they enjoy coming to, but also be able to cater to the women and the kids that you want to cater to also.
Well, I can achieve that by simply just making it more vibrant, colors, decals of, things that are familiar to just both parties, and just make it more friendly for the eyes and the feel and the touch and the scent. Us as humans, we are attracted to all sorts of different things, and it's it's very broad on what things can be, where it can go, and just how we're gonna set foot in there.
What do you think that a lot of barbershops are not doing that you would like to implement to make your barbershop experience better than other barbershops?
Well, I'm gonna be real frank with you. Giving each individual an experience. There is a very little wait time because it's so personal. There's a lot of charisma, there's a lot of attitude, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of different things that come with me. So as far as when them clippers touch my hand and I'm giving you more than just a haircut, you're catching the experience of a lifetime. You feel like you're home. You feel like you're being touched in certain ways. No freaky. And, what I'm offering to each and every client is the privacy, the one-on-one time. You can tell me exactly how you may want it, and I actually listen. There's no wait time. I keep expressing time because, we're limited on this earth, and sometimes people's in a rush. Sometimes people have the time. Sometimes people, they want to play with time. And, when you pretty much come and you get a cut, and you see the environment, you feel like you found a home with getting a cut.
One of the major challenges that I had going to the barbershop is not knowing if one, if the barber was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two, coming in is that the barber would be there and there would be multiple people there, right? Because then I would have to wait and I would be like, what time can I come back? I don't know, hour, two, when I get done with these four heads right here, right? And I'm a man that's always trying to, make sure I have my time allocated, right? So do you use an app? Do you have them scheduling? Do you have them call you in? How do you make sure everybody gets that slotted amount of time so when they do come in, they don't have
8-9. And the rest is word of mouth. I'm definitely buzzing.
Yeah, and I see, because I know you stay packed, right? So, but how do you make sure that the time that if I come there, how do I know you know what, I'm coming here when I call you, then I'm gonna get in here and I'm not gonna have to have this wait?
Well,
And do you take walk-ins also?
I accept walk-ins, I accept appointments. I also do home visits. I do wherever you at. When you want what you want, we're in a world where we can have it our way. So that's how I plan to operate. Give the people what they're asking for. Now, if you was to come at a time where you need it and the chair is occupied, you will definitely, you won't just feel like, damn, I walked into a spot where I can't even get my cut right now. See, now if you walked in and I'm cutting someone, obviously you may not have had an appointment. But if you had an appointment and I'm cutting someone else, I definitely would have got in contact with you beforehand to let you know that this space is being occupied right now in this instant, and I will work with you on your price.
For the time being. Okay. Now the next question is, do you plan on scaling your business where you're not just doing all the cuts, where you have another person doing your cuts?
Well, as far as with a baby and a mother, she feels like she just created this life. She has to mother it. Mm-hmm. You understand? When it comes to right now in this instant, it's just me in there. Now, I have heard many offers to expand, many offers to put someone in there, many opportunities for other folks to come in a space where, you know, it's a whole experience. Right now, I'm sticking to my guns with just me, but in the near future, there will be some more people under the Better Cuts umbrella.
Yeah. All right. So you want to scale one day? You're just like, hey, let me standardize operations first before I'm trying to scale.
Absolutely.
And what does scaling look like to you? Is it that
when you're giving a facial, when you touch people, I have to do a thorough background on everybody and make sure that any and everybody is qualified. You know, as far as like I was saying previously about adding to the Better Cuts family, it's more or less like this. When I inquire to expand, I would definitely have the most qualified, best hands in the world setting art on people.
How would you convince somebody who's great at what they do to come work for you and not to go work for themselves?
Well, one thing about God, He made me special. That's how I feel and think of myself. So my soul gravitates to other souls. When I see your work and your talent is what it is, now my soul is going to feel what it's going to feel for whoever it is that I feel that I'm going to have working up under this company, and that's going to represent it at its most high.
So it's going to be the vision that you create that people they're going to gravitate towards.
Absolutely, because if anytime anybody wanted to franchise up under me and up under this company, they would have to have the best hands in the world.
Yeah, and that's the question. They have the best hands in the world. Why would they want to come to you instead of going out on their own?
Because you think about it, you have all these different names for barbershops. This is Better Cuts, where the cut has to be better than the last shop or the last person, experienced person that put clippers on your head. This is the better, the best. It gets no better.
Now that you've taken it to scale, what are some ways besides referral that you go after clients, that you get other clients?
That's good. Word of mouth.
Yeah,
word of mouth, and
yes.
You know that's a major tool. You know, I'm not just promoting Better Cuts. I'm promoting myself, and if my hands get put on it, I'm always gonna go over and beyond. So as far as clients and attaining clients, I promote 24 hours, 7 days a week. You know, clients are friends, clients are strangers, clients are family, clients is all over the world. And I tend to go after everybody.
That the whole crowd. So you're not a specific type of person or hair or anything. You just like whoever I can cut, whoever. Whoever
I can cut. Because once I express the fact that these hands are gifted and you see the talent after, when I hear this cut is nice, this cut is fire, yo, this is it. Wifey, she want to buy me some shoes now, or she want to take me out to dinner, or it's like, man, you look handsome, or even for the females when they're like, yo, I get a text message back, you really did your thing, you the one, or I'm bringing my kids, or a friend of a friend heard another friend and now they want to come. Man, it spreads like wildfire.
Okay.
Talent speaks for itself.
And so just having that being booked out, do you keep prices stagnant, or do you raise prices? So how do you do your pricing structure if you stay booked out like that?
Well, as far as being booked out and having set rates, it can fluctuate depending on the season. It can fluctuate depending on, the availability. Everything in the world is fluctuating, up and down game. So as long as I keep my prices fair, because I'm a people's person, and I also have to get a haircut.
Yeah.
And when I get a haircut, I want to always be treated fairly. So I would definitely treat every last client fairly.
Yeah.
Any other thing you want to say to the audience, anything like that, about Better Cuts?
I want to say that Better Cuts is not just a barbershop. It is a male and female.
To you and make it short. So establish yourself now, 2024. What's the goal for this year? What's the goal and what's the theme?
The goal for this year is to stay extremely busy, to stay extremely at the top of my game, to stay extremely as the head. You can't put the carriage before the horse. So I'm definitely the horse, and I'm driving this thing just as far as it can go.
Harry?
Do you have a number of heads you want to cut per day?
To be honest with you, me setting a number is me shortening myself. Whatever the world gives me.
Yeah.
All right, we out here at Better Cuts. Where we at? Downtown Lithonia, Main Street, Swift, Black Dot, Green Love. Come through, Black businessman. Tell them where we can find you on IG.
Better Cuts. You can find me on IG at Better Cuts Barbershop. You can also find me on Books. I've learned many things throughout my time. I've learned